And check in on our forecast as well as Melissa's path with meteorologist Alexander Craig.
All right, and as you said, Mike, our official landfall has come in for Hurricane Melissa at about 12:05 p.m. And you can see that center just now making its way. The center of the eye has to make its way over land. And so that has happened at about 12:05. Makes landfall 185 mile per hour max sustained winds and a pressure of 892 millibars. Now, interestingly, that ties the strongest landfall on record in the Atlantic Basin from 1935. 90 years ago, the Labor Day hurricane made landfall in the Florida Keys as almost an identical strength storm, 185 mile per hour sustained winds and 892 millibars in pressure. And if you're curious about a few other records in the Atlantic Basin, the strongest landfall was now Melissa and the 1935 Labor Day hurricane. The strongest winds from 1980, that was Allen, 190 mile per hour max sustained winds. So just a little bit above where Melissa is right now. And the lowest pressure, Wilma, from 2005. And if you're curious, just broadening it out a little bit for worldwide strongest winds, that was Patricia 2015 at Mexico, on the other side of Mexico in the eastern Pacific, 215 mile per hour max sustained winds. And Typhoon Tip in 1979 off of the Philippines and Japan, 870 millibars for that lowest pressure. Here's Hurricane Melissa's path after it moves over western Jamaica. Of course, the hardest hit with this system. It will still be a significant hurricane with a lot of rain as well as those incredible wind speeds for Jamaica, but also significant for the eastern part of Cuba. And we've been talking about not just the high winds, of course, which are stunning with this system, unfortunately, but also a lot of rain. Some spots in Jamaica might get 20 to 30 inches of rain, and a couple of feet of rain also possible in Cuba. And we've talked about already flooding rains across the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and maybe another 6+ inches are possible just from the outskirts of the storm on the island of Hispaniola. It moves over the southeastern Bahamas, weakens a bit, speeds up, and interestingly might then head straight toward Bermuda. So Bermuda will be watching this likely as a weaker system by later in the week.